I always wanted to study fashion design, and I did. I studied in Hamburg a couple of years ago. I grew up with a grandmother who was a designer. She designed beautiful heads and she was very successful, but her other passion was couture dresses. So I grew up with these amazing pearls and lace and all these beautiful dresses in her wardrobe, and that inspired me to actually do the same. So my kind of vibe is couture street style. When I planned to do my own fashion brand, for me there was only one way, so I wanted to be fully sustainable. On this channel I will talk every Sunday about sustainable fashion. I call it Sustainable Sunday. So I got inspired to do that because I actually couldn't find like a channel where you start from scratch, you know, like, I mean, you can search like specific like niches. If you are a fashion designer, sometimes it just helps to have like a red line and just start from the bottom. So today we're going to start very basic, and this will be a very short video about just basic sustainability and what kind of different ways you can go to be sustainable. And at the end of the video I will show you my only way I'm gonna go and why you also should look into that. So yeah, let's jump right into it. My first video, I thought I'm gonna give you 3 options how you can be sustainable. I will tell you 2 options first, and then my final option, the third one, what I decided to use for myself. The first option is reusing. I mean by that you, for example, go to thrift shops, and for today I will use jacket as an example because jackets are quite complex and gives you a better understanding. So jackets, obviously, they have like different pockets, they have zippers. If you do a pattern, for example, if you have a label and you want to sell a lot of clothing and you use this as an option, it's quite difficult because to make patterns, every designer knows it's not the easiest thing. So you want to create a cool pattern, but not all the jackets kind of fit into that pattern. So you need to individually do patterns for each jacket, which I think is quite difficult, and it won't bring you as much money business-wise as the other options. But it is an option. I think it's very cool if you have a passion for design and you didn't study fashion design. You don't have to study fashion design, I want to mention that. But I will tell you more about this in a different video. So yeah, if you have the passion and you just love redesigning things like I did in this video here, I used a dress, thrift shop dress, which had an amazing color, and just used fabrics that Herma had. So I designed this jacket, which I would now wear because the dress was out of trend, or like wasn't really fitting me, so it was also way too big. But if you want to do a business out of it, it's very difficult and I wouldn't recommend it. Secondly, there is obviously the recycled option. The recycled option is great because we're obviously reusing stuff we don't use anymore, and it would end up in the environment or it doesn't have any other purpose. What I'm struggling with recycled things is depending on what you use. For example, if you use fabric made out of plastic bottles, then you have to consider then that if you wash that clothing still, it will lose microplastic with every washing. You don't know if the people who are buying your garment, if they will use it for a longer period or not, and then it ends up again in that circle where they have to either reuse it, reproduce it, reuse it, and yeah, it could be the end destination for the garment, and then it's still harmful for the environment. And so the recycled option, I think, is, for me, business-wise, a better option than the first one, but also in terms of environment, I would give it like a middle thumbs up. We're still doing good things, but it's not fully the best way to go, in my opinion. So now we're finally talking about my option. So I decided about 2 years ago that I want to go with the fully biodegradable option. And this option is for ourselves and for the environment the best option. So that means all the fabrics we're using is also like not harmful for ourselves, because if you put it in soil, that is the idea. If you put it in soil, it will be gone by like a specific time. The bacteria in the soil will break it down and it will be gone. So you have to be very careful with everything you're using for that garment. I gave you that list earlier, and it shows you, like for example, for the jacket example, what you need. And obviously if you want to put it in soil in order to that nature breaks it down with the bacteria and stuff, you can't, for example, use a zipper like this. You can't use buttons, you can't use anything unnatural. So I think this is the hardest one you can choose. But at the end of the day, I came to that decision because I thought, well, everyone's saying you shouldn't buy as much clothing anymore, and I was like, but why? Like, I love clothing and I love like new like trends. That's what we're living for as designers. We're doing every season like new clothing. So if like people can't or don't want to buy it anymore because the new thing is not to buy as many as many pieces per year anymore because it's not sustainable, I thought, okay, but what if we change and just produce clothing you can put in soil and it will be gone in 20 years? And you can still be like happily buying all your clothing, and it's not harmful for anyone, not the environment and not for us. So that kind of inspired me to definitely go with that way. And I just think if I forgot something, because today we just talked about these 3 different options, and obviously in this channel now we'll go with the biodegradable option. I will also talk about reusing and recycled options, but for now I want to get like a red line for us to start the good way of designing and producing new garments. It's my option and I think that's the right option, but it's obviously each to their own. So yeah, if you like that video and if you want to follow me for more lessons like this, kind of like we educate ourselves together, because I'm anyway going to do that for my brand, and I thought why not sharing it, because I couldn't find videos on YouTube how to do certain things, and like I could only pick it up from like this video a little bit and that video a little bit, but I just thought, okay, let's do it all in one. So yeah, if you liked that video, I would be very happy if you can subscribe and like my video, and I would be also very happy if you can leave some comments, because comments are always helpful to grow and to like maybe look into different things. Maybe you have ideas what we can have a look into, or myself actually, and yeah, give me feedback. So I hope you joining me for Sustainable Sundays in future, and I see you soon. Bye bye.